Hello students, this is your Yunus sir. I welcome you all to the online video class presented by the Department of English, Chittagong College, Chittagong. This class is designed for the students of honors third year. Today, I am giving class on linguistics. Dear students, every time I tell you linguistics is a subject of science, you should not take it as literature or any other subject of levelers. This subject may be an opportunity for you because if you work hard, you can earn good marks in this subject. As I might not be able to give you more classes because of the nature of the platform, I'll just touch on the important aspects of linguistics. Today, my discussion will be centered on structuralism and the things related to it. So, the key points to be discussed are Ferdinand de Saussure, structuralism, language, lang and parole, sign, signifier and signified, syntagmatic and paradigmatic, and finally, synchrony and diachrony. Dear students, any discussion on English literature is incomplete without discussing Shakespeare. Similarly, any discussion on linguistics is incomplete without discussing Ferdinand de Saussure. He is such a key figure in linguistics. It was Ferdinand de Saussure who broke away from the previous century's obsession with the historical linguistics. In addition to the diachronic study of the language, he insisted we should also consider its synchronic feature. Moreover, he also contributed in some of the directions in the study of language, such as lang and parole, signifier and signified, and syntagmatic and paradigmatic relations of sentence. Ferdinand de Saussure was a Swiss linguist. He laid the foundation of many of the developments in linguistics in the 20th century. He is called the father of modern linguistics. Saussure contended that language must be considered as a social phenomenon, a structured system that can be viewed synchronically as it exists at any particular time, and diachronically as it changes in the course of time. He thus formalized the basic approach to language study, which is called structuralism. He also introduced two terms that have become common currency in linguistics: parole, or the speech of the individual person, and lang, the system underlying speech activity. Dear students, there are several schools of thought of linguistics, such as Saussurean School of Thought, Prague School of Thought, Bloomfieldian School of Thought, Chomsky School of Thought, and London School of Thought. The cornerstone of Saussurean School of Thought is structuralism. Structuralism can be found in several disciplines such as sociology, anthropology, psychology, literary theory, linguistics, etc. As far as linguistics is concerned, structuralism is a set of principles of language study. Structuralism started in 1916. In fact, there are two types of structuralism. One is European structuralism and the other is American structuralism. European structuralism started in 1916 and the American structuralism started in 1950s. Structuralism as a school of thought came as a reaction against the atomistic view of historical linguistics. Previously, linguistics was taught as a historical process and it was viewed as an individual phenomenon. However, structuralism proposes that the individuals are not isolated units. There exists a relational system among the individuals and there lies a structure. Structuralism is an approach to the study of language which sees a language as a structured system. Before the 20th century, linguists took an atomistic view to language. They saw language as essentially a collection of individual elements such as speech sounds, words, and grammatical endings. However, at the beginning of the 20th century, the Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure put forward a very different view. He argued that a language is best viewed as a structured system with each element in it defined chiefly by how it is related to other elements. It is the system which is the primary object of study and not the individual elements present in that system. Language, lang, and parole are the very key concept of Ferdinand de Saussure. They are very much analogous to Noam Chomsky's concept, competence and performance. Saussure says that language is a system of signs that express ideas and suggests that language can be divided into two components. They are lang and parole. Lang refers to abstract system of language and parole refers to speech or act of speaking. Parole is the totality of the language with its grammar, pronunciation, words, etc. And parole is the execution of them. Lang is very much collective and parole is very much individualistic. Now, let's see the difference between language and lang, between lang and parole. Language is a system of conventional spoken or written symbols by means of which human beings as members of social group in its culture communicate. It is also a system of signs that express ideas and therefore comparable to a system of writing. Lang is a French word meaning language. It is a term used by Saussure to refer to the collective knowledge of a community of a language spoken by its members. It is also the actual language that is spoken, for instance, German, French, English, or the language of the speaker. Parole is a term which refers to the individual language acts which occur when anyone audibly voices letters, words, sentences, etc. It is also the physical manifestation of speech. The sign. The focus of Ferdinand de Saussure's investigation is the linguistic unit or sign. In his view, the sign is the whole that results from the association of the signifier with the signified. Dear students, here I have provided you a chart here. From here you can see that the sign is comprised of two things, that is signified and signifier. So the sign can be described as a double entity which is made up of signifier or sound image and the signified or the concept. Signifier and signified. The whole structural theory of Saussure stands on this idea of signifier and signified. Signifier is what we call something, that means the name of anything. Signifier is not the object itself, but the arbitrary name of the object. For example, the word tree is a signifier. On the other hand, signified is the concept of the thing. For example, when we say the word tree, then our mind automatically gets the idea of tree, green, bush, shrub, etc. These all ideas are called signified. Let me give you an example, another example. Let us think about the word learning. Here, learning is a signifier, but the idea associating with learning such as study, knowledge, training, etc. are its signified. So signifier, the word tree, and signified tree, bush, shrub, anything else tree-like. Here I have provided you another slide of the difference between sign, signifier and signified. Dear student, you can see sign, for example, rose. Rose is a signifier. The picture rose, not the real thing rose. The picture rose is signifier. And when we get the idea of rose in our brain, automatically takes the signal that rose is a flower and it is beautiful, it is red. These all ideas associating with rose is signified. Ferdinand de Saussure sees the structure of language in two dimensions. These two dimensions are often presented as axes, where horizontal axis is called syntagmatic relationship and the vertical axis is called paradigmatic relationship. According to Saussure, any kind of structural unit in a language at any level is syntagm or syntagma. Words become sentences because they are chained together. This chain relationship among the structural unit is called syntagmatic relationship. For example, we can come tomorrow. Here, we is connected with can connected with come connected with tomorrow. So this kind of relationship is called syntagmatic relationship. On the other hand, paradigmatic relationship is contrastive or choice relationship. Words have something in common in the memory, resulting in groups marked by diverse relationship. This relationship is called paradigmatic relationship. For example, learning has some other words in common. For example, study, knowledge. So this kind of diverse relationship is called paradigmatic relationship. Syntagmatic. Any arrangement of things in horizontal manner is called syntagmatic. Similarly, in linguistics, as the words in a sentence are chained together in a linear fashion, one after another, is called syntagmatic. For example, I am a student. Here, I is connected with am and am is connected with a student. Paradigmatic. Any arrangement of things in vertical manner is called paradigmatic. In linguistics, a particular word in a sentence can be substituted by other words. So this particular word of a sentence and the other substituting words are chained together in paradigmatic relationship. For example, I am a boy. I am a student. Here boy and student is paradigmatically related. A vivid picture of the relationship of syntagmatic and paradigmatic. Here in the horizontal line is syntagmatic and paradigmatic, vertical line is paradigmatic. Nature purifies our heart, beauty purifies our heart, love purifies our heart, honesty purifies our heart, morality purifies our heart, education purifies our heart. These all sentences have a linear connection. So nature purifies our heart is syntagmatically connected. But when nature, beauty, love, honesty, morality, education can be substituted each other, so this kind of relationship is called paradigmatic. The study of linguistics can be classified into many different kinds, the chief of which are synchronic and diachronic linguistics. Diachronic linguistics is a kind in which we study the historical development of language through different period of time. For example, we study how French and Italian have grown out of Latin. The changes that have occurred in language with the passage of time are also studied under this kind of linguistics. Therefore, it is also called historical linguistics. Synchronic linguistics, on the other hand, is not concerned with this historical development of language. It rather confines itself to the study of how a language is spoken by a speech community at a particular point in time. To summarize the whole things, I can say synchronic linguistics studies language stays without their history, and the diachronic linguistics studies language change. According to Charles Fockett, a great American linguist who also belongs to Bloomfieldian school of thought, the study of how a language works at a given time, regardless of its past history or future history, is called synchronic linguistics, and the study of how speech habits change as time goes by is called diachronic linguistics. Synchrony and diachrony. Saussure analyzed the nature of language through the two different and opposed perspectives. One he called synchronic and the other diachronic. Where synchrony studies the language existing in a particular point of time, diachronic studies the language concerning its historic development. For example, you study the Old English in England, you are using a synchronic approach where you are limiting your study to a particular period of time. But if you are researching on the evolution of English language, its use from Middle English to Modern English, it would be called a diachronic study or historical linguistics. That's all from me, my dear students. I hope if you follow this class seriously, you'll be benefited. Bye-bye. Thank you.